Welcome to Sydney, Australia. My name is Menezes. I'm the founder of the Pilates Institute of Australasia. I've been in this business for almost 20 years and introduced the Pilates method to Australia in 1986. Due to an increased demand for support programs outside the studio, I produced a book in 1998, The Complete Guide to the Pilates Method from Lower Back Pain to Muscle Conditioning. This book is now the basis of a series of 4 videos which I'm really excited to bring you, based from lower back pain, the basics, the intermediate, and the advanced routines. This intermediate routine is designed for those who exercise 2 to 3 times a week and would like to increase their fitness and flexibility level. As with any exercise program, consult your practitioner before beginning this routine. We're now in the studio for the intermediate routine. I'd like to introduce Tanji, who's a student and a client who's attending the studio for general fitness, and to Daniel, who is a student as well, and unfortunately broke the neck of his femur about 12 months ago and is recovering from that, and this was the left leg. What we'd like to do is to get you started initially with the breathing. And when we're breathing, if Tanji can face me, and Daniel, if you can face forward, with the breathing, I'd like you to trace a line from one hip bone with your finger across to the other hip bone, and then come back to the center of that line. Then draw the stomach in away from your finger without tucking the pelvis and without squeezing your backside. So keeping the line drawn in behind the hips as much as you can, that's the B line. For the guys, what we're going to do is we're going to call this the belt line. So from hip bone to the center and draw it in away from the fingers. That's your belt line. Draw the belt line behind your hip bones. And for the girls, think of that as your bikini line. Draw the bikini line behind your hip bones. Now the breathing is a slow 5-count breath in through the nose, and a 5-count sigh out of the mouth. And again, 5-count breath in through the nose, and a 5-count sigh out of the mouth. Now, this initially may be a bit restrictive if people tend to breathe into their chest. So what we'd like you to do is to keep the B line and breathe into the upper back. So breathing into the shoulder blades for a count in, 5, and a slow 5-count out. And again, 5-count breath in into the upper back, and a slow 5-count out. Deep sigh out of the mouth. Never hold your breath, and never blow. Another 5-count breath in, because if you blow, you'll actually strain your neck. So it has to be a good sigh. Breathing in and a breath out. Now, if possible, what we'd also like to cover is that on the breath in, taking a deep breath in, try and control the breathing of the breath out with your rib cage. So you close the rib cage, as you can see Daniel's doing. And again, breathing in through the nose, and then use the rib cage to close the air out of the lungs. That gives you a lot more stability into your upper back. Okay. Let's get started onto some stretches. If you'd like to take a seat, Tanji up here, please. This is just a warm-up to get you loosened up in your lower back muscles and your neck and shoulder area. Sitting down with the knees bent open, stretch both arms up into the air as tall as you can, lifting the spine up so you're sitting as tall as you can out of the hips onto your sit bones. Place the hands down the back between the shoulder blades without crossing the hands over. Take a breath in through the nose and sigh and curl your chin down towards your chest. Keep drawing the chin towards your rib cage, and then your nose to your B line. Take a breath in without moving into the upper back, and a breath out, deep sigh as you curl in towards the B line. Hold the position for the breath in into the upper back, and breathe out as you curl in towards the B line. So you're continuously going forward on every breath out. It's a breath in without moving and a sigh out as you curl forward. If you feel the neck straining, relax the shoulders. So let them drop a little bit. And if you feel the neck straining still, drop the elbows down a little bit as well. Keep breathing in. The knees are comfortably bent open and still lifting up out of the lower back as tall as possible. Okay, take another breath in and straighten up as tall as you can. Stretch your hands to the ceiling, reaching up, relax the hands by your sides. Extend the legs in front of you with your feet pointed. And take another breath in as you raise the hands up into the air, sitting as tall as you can. Place the hands down the back, and again, curl the chin to the chest, chin to the rib cage, nose to the beeline. Hold for the breath in, and sigh out as you curl nose to beeline. Keep the knees pressed into the floor as much as you possibly can, and try and squeeze the ankle bones together as well if you can. Okay, that'll give you a sensation in the legs of the muscles working in the calves. Keep taking the breath in through the nose, and a deep sigh out of the mouth, continuously curving in towards your beeline, keeping your beeline to support your lower back. You should feel a stretch in the lower back area or across the shoulder blades. The stretch should be at a level on a stretch scale, of 0 to 10, 0 meaning no stretch, 8 is your maximum stretch, with a 9 being a stretch pain. That's an area you don't want to get into. So keep it at a strong stretch level. Any pain in any area of the body, you should reduce the amount of intensity of the exercise or stop the exercise. And take another breath in and straighten up as tall as you can. Reach the hands to the ceiling. Relax the hands by the sides. And this time, flex your feet. So you're pressing through the heels as hard as you possibly can. Take the hands up to the ceiling, reaching as tall as you can. Place the hands down the back between the shoulder blades. And again, curl forward, chin to chest, chin to rib cage, and nose to the beeline. Can you feel the stretch increasing more in the hamstrings? Taking a breath in, good. Breathe out as you curl in more towards the beeline. Relax the shoulders if the neck is tensing. Keep pressing through the heels, still squeezing the ankle bones together. Still sitting up as tall as you can out of the hips. Take a breath in without moving, and a curl forward in towards the beeline. Breathing in through the nose into the upper back, and sigh as you curl forward. Hold for the breath in, breathing in, and a sigh as you curl forward. Some people may find these stretches quite intense, and you'll start feeling that it'll actually build up a bit of a sweat on you. Breathing in as you curl up into the upright position, hands to the ceiling. Relax the hands by the sides and bend the left leg. Take the hands up into the air again for a breath in, and hands down the back between the shoulder blades, and curling in, breathing out. Imagine you have suction cups on your fingertips so that when you curl forward, your fingers don't slide up your back, so that they're actually stuck to the back there. Breathing in through the nose and sigh out of the mouth. The foot should be bent at knee level. In Daniel's case, it's a bit further away because of the break on the femur that we mentioned earlier. Hold for the breath in, keeping your beeline working all the time, and breathe out and curling the nose towards the beeline. So the lower 6 inches of the spine does not move at all. You're not leaning forward out of the hips, you're actually curling in towards the point below your navel, which is that beeline. And after 6 breaths, straighten up as tall as you can. Stretch the hands to the ceiling to lengthen your spine. Relax the hands by the side and change legs. Both arms up into the air, as tall as you can to stretch the spine, keeping your beeline. Hands down the back, and curl in. Breathing out as you curl in. Keep the knees comfortably pressed towards the floor, and keep the shoulders relaxed so there's no neck tension. Breathing in into the upper back for a 5 count, and sigh as you curl in. Try and imagine also that the foot is against a wall so that the foot doesn't actually turn, it actually stays flat. And the foot is always upright, it doesn't turn out either. Breathing in through the nose, and a deep sigh out of the mouth. Once again, breathing in through the nose, and a deep sigh out of the mouth. Breathing in, straightening up as tall as you can, hands to the ceiling. Relax the hands by the sides, and change legs. This next exercise is for those who are comfortable with it and who have got a certain degree of flexibility. Both arms up into the air, turn towards the left, and reach over and try and grab the foot if you can. So the right hand grabs a hold of the right foot. Taking a breath in without moving, breathe out and bend the right elbow to try and draw the right armpit towards the right knee. Hold the position for the breath in, and breathe out as you curl forward, extending the hand as far as you can parallel to the floor. The stretch should be felt all the way up the side. To gain more intensity in the stretch, try and corkscrew to the ceiling as much as you can. A little bit of assistance here will help, but it's only being used as a guide, not as a pressure. Hold for the breath in without moving, and breathe out as you stretch. Now in Tanji's case, we can bring the right arm forward to hold onto the left knee, grab the foot with the top hand, and then a little bit more rotation, breathing out as you stretch. This you should feel all the way up the side, keeping the hip pressed into the floor and keeping the beeline at the same time. Breath in without moving, breathe out and lengthen further. Hold for the breath in without moving, and breathe out and lengthen further. Once more, breathing in through the nose, keep the beeline, and sigh as you lengthen. Now stretch both hands away from you in the direction of your foot. Come back to the upright position, still facing the left. Turn back to the center, relax the arms. Okay, let's change, turning around to face me. And Daniel, if you can sit right there, great. Okay, and bend your right leg. Both arms up into the air to stretch the spine. Turn towards your right, and over you go, breathing out. And Tanji, if you can go straight into the position. That's it, find your foot. Hold for the breath in, and breathe out as you stretch. Lengthening the torso as much as you can. Feel the stretch? Holding for the breath in, and breathe out as you stretch. Gently making sure that the hip stays on the ground and the torso is rotated. Holding for the breath in, don't move, and breathe out as you stretch. You will also find that one side of the body is tighter than the other. So therefore, don't be surprised if one side of your spine, because of the tightness, you'll feel more tension in that side or more resistance when you're trying to achieve the stretch. Now, if you can grab the inside of the foot, Daniel, that's it. This is a better hold position. So every time you breathe out, that can actually assist you in rotating a bit more. Hold for the breath in, don't move. Once more, breathe out as you extend, keep your beeline. Extend both arms away from you. Breathe in as you lift straight up to the ceiling, turn back to the center, and relax. Now, we'll go into the hamstring stretches. Well done, guys. Let's go into the hamstring stretches. So standing up. Okay, place one foot, right leg, up onto a level, such as a chair or a box. And place your right hand on your right hip. Place the left hand on the right thigh to keep your stability, making sure that the left foot is straight forward. The hips are level, and they're also square. So if you find that your hip is slightly forward, bring it slightly back. Make sure the shoulders are also square. Take a breath in without moving. Breathe out and lean forward. Lifting up out of the hips as tall as possible. Hold the position for the breath in. Breathe out and lean forward again. Now, if the back starts to get a little bit tense, in the upper back area, you can round the shoulders. If it gets tense in the lower back area, you can actually curl forward. Holding for the breath in, and breathe out as you grow taller and lean forward. And imagine there's a beach ball in the abdominal area if you're feeling the tension in the back. So that'll keep the roundness in the back without creating tension. Breathing in through the nose for a 5-second count. Sigh as you grow taller and leaning your chest to a point above your head onto the far wall. And relax, change legs. And once again, making sure the pelvis is square, both parallel to the floor and forward, lifting up out of the lower back and leaning forward. Holding for the breath in, and breathe out as you extend. What level of stretch are you feeling there, Daniel?
I feel about 8.
Great. 8 is the maximum stretch you should feel. 9 is a borderline stretch pain, and 10 is pain. You don't want to get into the 10 area. So on a stretch scale of 0 to 10, 6, 7, and 8 is your challenge. That's where you'd like to be. All these stretches should be done for 10 breaths in and for 10 breaths out, and twice on each leg. So you'll go 10 breaths in and out, change legs, and then repeat, always alternating. That's 100 seconds per stretch each side. So that's quite a long stretch, but it's required. If you feel pressure in the knee on any of these exercises, bend the knee slightly That should take the pressure out of the knee so you feel the stretch in the hamstring. Okay, relax, off you come, and let's go into the quadricep stretches. So, Daniel, if you can kneel down here. That's it. Right leg up. Coming up and balancing on the knee. Tanji, if you can come back further, please. Okay, hands on the floor to start. There you go. To get into position. And for Tanji, if you can reach back and grab your right foot. And Daniel, if you can come upright and place your right hand on your right buttock. That's it, just below the hip bone. Because if you place the hand above the hip bone, you're actually going to arch the back. Place your left hand just above your pubic bone. Tanji, if you can come upright, balance on your left knee. Okay, in Daniel's case, if we can breathe out and tuck with a slight lean forward so the shoulder is in line with the mid-thigh area, so the back doesn't arch. It's not a thrust and it's not a lunge. Breathe out as you tuck, and you should feel an enormous stretch up the right thigh, yeah? You should also be drawing with the left hand being just above the pubic bone, drawing the pubic bone towards the navel and the buttock to the floor. Tanji stretch is a little bit more intense. It gives a much stronger stretch up the thigh, but once again, it is